me having stopped my video, my client wound up waking up with the worst pulsating headache ever from the pull of the brush, and I had tried to be as gentle as possible. So from that point on, it's no longer an issue where I can now comb her hair as it is. And again, I am still combing her hair though. What that means is in situations like these where the client's hair is too much for them to handle, and their scalp, not hair, but the scalp is too sore for them to continue with the procedure. And of course we got her consent for all of this, but in those cases we would then have to resort to grabbing a scalpel and, removing the scalp from her head, and that way we can fix the hair without it affecting her scalp. Now, we've done this before and it's been a very successful procedure with about a 20% mortality. Hi, my name is Dr. Gracie and I'm a certified surgeon in Florida, and today I am working on a patient by the name of Annabelle, age 19, who recently came in to seek one of my surgeries. How that started was she had gone out to seek a comb out procedure by my twin sister, who you may or may not know as Combouts by Carla. She does detangling and styling of hair. She cuts hair, but cutting by Carla was a little bit more off-putting to some people for some reason. But that's what she does, and so she sought out her services. She had neglected her hair for quite some time, and what that would eventually lead up to is these knots that it was no trouble for Carla, but it was more trouble for her client, for Annabelle. The way that it would work with Carla was she parts the hair, typically 3 ways, or however much is required from the size of the client's head. In this case, it was just 3 ways. And she'll detangle one part, braid it, and then she will give a break because it can be quite painful. It's expected for there to be pain when taking out so many knots. But in this case, Annabelle's scalp was extremely tender. It was one of the most tender scalps that my sister had seen. And in that case, she did offer sedation. It's not the first time, and yes, she's allowed to offer sedation. My sister is a certified pharmacist and anesthesiologist as well, so she knows what she is doing, and so she offered some sedation. That's what she did. And so the patient was under, but when she had awoken, she had complained about her scalp feeling even more tender, to the point where she said, and I quote, "It feels as though my scalp is going to melt off of my head," off the bone basically. And so at that point, either A, the client could decide to go home, but she wasn't looking for that. She wanted her hair fixed. So option B would be an emergency surgery brought to you by yours truly. This surgery is not yet completely, it's only legal in some places in Florida and in New York. She traveled to Miami where we could do this surgery for her. She was awake and I asked her, like, is this what you would really want? It has about a month of recovery time, and it's also not the first time I do the surgery. I did let her speak to a prior patient who had this procedure done, and with that she was set. Now, as you may or may not know, there is alopecia reduction, or scalp reduction, which is typically done for patients with alopecia, but my patients don't have alopecia, at least most of them don't. For this specific procedure, it has never been done for someone with alopecia, is the point that I am trying to get across. And so it's not just a scalp reduction, it is a complete and utter scalp removal where we just we make the incisions underneath, and then we kind of like when you're peeling a cutie, how you would just, that last chunk, you rip it off. That is exactly how we got her scalp off. In the meantime, we assure that the stylist is in a cold area if they feel comfortable, because it is quite gory, having to comb out the hair, because that's the end result. The client is still going to get their hair combed one way or another. There are very few stylists who want to deal with, barren scalps, and I don't understand why. I think we should normalize, having a bloody scalp in your hand as you are combing it out. As you can see, my sister Carla did an amazing job with braiding after the removal of the scalp. There is a bit more bleeding, but that's all going to get cleaned up. And there is nothing wrong with these procedures. We should really just normalize these procedures. And now you might be asking, well, wouldn't it just be easier to buzz her head? She did not want to buzz her head. She values her hair, her beautiful lengthy hair. That's going to make her look very beautiful for a very long time. And I think people have the right to look beautiful and to feel beautiful.